Greetings, designers. I wanted to introduce you to our Sticks and Stones project and let you know what we needed to do and how to do it. So if you look in week 2 module, you'll see the first assignment. The first part is that I've assigned you a poem. And I assigned it to you and 3 or 4 other people in that are getting that same poem. And you are in a discussion group. So you have a chance to share your knowledge about what you read about the poem, what you read about the poet. And I'd like you to take a chance to really get a deeper understanding about that poem by sharing what you know and listening to what other people know and what have they learned about the poem. So read the poem, read it again, get to know it really well. And then once you've done that, you can have some discussion about it. And I want you to think about what the poem might be offering to you as a metaphor. Now, if you're confused about what I mean by metaphor, go back to the first module, the view this after going through the syllabus module, and there's a couple things on metaphor there. And I promise we'll talk more about it, and also go back and look at the lecture that we had on Thursday about using metaphor in architecture. So your metaphor that you choose out of the poem, and there may be more than one, but I'd urge you to choose one, may not be the same metaphor other people who are reading that poem have. It may be totally different, and that is absolutely appropriate. So don't let what other people's ideas about the metaphor push you into feeling like you have to have a shared vision. You may not. Although I'm hoping that you'll get some information from other people that helps you to kind of go deeper and get a deeper understanding about your metaphor or your understanding of the poem. Your discussion on Canvas is a graded discussion. I want to see that you've had some opportunity to talk with your group. And so make sure that you're communicating over the discussion group, because that will help me see that you're actually engaged in that. And I think that engagement is what's really important here. And also, I would urge you to have, set up a group chat, maybe through WhatsApp or something, and talk more in live time if you're able to. You can also use Pronto on our Canvas page, so that you're having a more lively discussion with your group and getting to know that poem really well. Once you've gotten in the middle of that, while you're doing this poem research, I'd like you to go out and find sticks and stones. Your sticks and stones can be found anywhere. Go out in your neighborhood, walk around, look, see what you find. If you were on campus, you could go out right outside the front door of our classroom and you'd find a bunch of sticks and stones, because students frequently deposit them there. But so I would say, you want some sticks that are maybe about somewhere between 6 to 12 inches. I wouldn't get a lot bigger than that. And I certainly would not get any smaller than 6 inches. And stones that are, that are reasonably medium size. So like 2 or 3 ounces is what I describe, or I also compare it to quarters. If they're bigger than your fist, they're going to be way too big. If they're little teeny pebbles, they're not going to work very well for you either. We're going to be designing with them, and so we're going to want them to have enough robustness, big enough that we can see them, and that they make a difference in our 3-dimensional field of vision, and we'll talk about that more later. So you need 12 sticks and 12 stones. So I can show you 10 and 2. That's 12 of each, and we're going to use all of them. So your design will have to engage all of them. And so what you're going to do is you're going to choose that metaphor, use that metaphor to help you develop a concept, and we're going to use that concept to help us design our sticks and stones. We'll use the sticks and stones to compile a design that will express that metaphor or that concept that we have decided was important from the poem. And the idea is that they're going to express your thought about the poem in a 3-dimensional way. So we'll be able to see them from this direction, from this direction, from this direction, this one, there's my finger, and this one. So we're really looking at trying to understand this in 3 dimensions, not as a diagram, not just a picture, a flat picture, but we'll be building up with the sticks and stones to to create a three-dimensional form. There is one rule with this particular project around glue, and that is that you cannot use glue to attach the sticks and stones together. So no glue for attaching sticks and stones. Actually nothing can be on this project but the sticks and the stones and the base that we're going to build. And I'll talk to you about that base in a separate video, a little bit more in detail. But it's an 8 by 8 by 8 inch base that you're going to build, and you're going to rest your project on the top of that base. And remember, 8 by 8 by 8 is a cube, and you'll use that cube as a what I'll call a plinth or a podium, maybe you might think of it that way, to rest your design on. And you can build your design up on that, but we're not using glue to hold sticks and stones together. So you will see 2 more videos, one on how to build that 8 by 8 inch base, how to do model building, and the other on how to be specifically calculating that base so that it actually turns out to be 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches. So stay tuned for those. Thanks.